Good evening. It's Cindy Fodor here with Stamp the Love, and it is Make It Monday. And I'm so excited to be live with you. I think it's been a while since I was actually live. So pop on, say hello. I'm going to just make sure that we are streaming okay and hoping that my phone doesn't die because I had issues with it all day losing charge. Um, I also want to show you what I was doing today. I can't wait to show you. Just give me a second here. And it's not looking. There it is. Okay. Took a second. Good evening. All right. I hear sound. So that means we are live. Hopefully you can pop on and join me. I grab my ruler here so that it's not in my way. Okay. All right. I think I have it set up now. Okay. So do you want to see what I was doing today? Went along with my son and daughter-in-law and the kids to my sister's up in, I don't know, like 2.5 hours north of here. I can't think of the town that we were in. But anyways, she raises puppy or dogs, and she has, I think, 3 litters right now. So we got to see, this was only 1 litter, but look at the cuteness. So my grandsons were having a fabulous time, especially the 1.5-year-old who ran around the room and the puppies just chased him. So that was very, very sweet. Look at the sweetness. They are just so adorable. So, hi, Cindy. Hi, Betty. Hi, Donna. Good to see you guys. So that's what I got to do today. And plus then I got to play when I got home. So I am so excited. So much to share with you tonight. But let me just Let me first go through some really important information. One is that if you earned bonus days coupons last month, you have just a few more days, about 12 days left to claim them and use them. So don't forget, I just searched bonus day coupon in your email if you're not sure where they're at. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Jill. I know, aren't they cute, Cindy? Yes, Jill, I think this is your first time live. Great. Okay. Next is, don't forget that with any order of $60 or more this month, you get this great tutorial using the Easter basket bundle. And also, if you're on my team, any order that if you have any orders this month, you will earn this. I send it as soon as the everything is finalized for the month. So you'll earn that for free as well. Next is free shipping. They just announced free shipping today. Of course, right? Right after we place our orders. Fortunately, I have an order in there, and I'm trying to finalize a whole bunch of classes and things, and I just haven't gotten it in. And so I'm really thankful because I'm going to have to pay 2-day shipping on it. So at least I'll get the first portion of it free. But anyways, orders of $75 or more from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be free shipping. Next, and almost the end, February product of the month is this gorgeous, gorgeous paper. I know that some of you already got it. I'm so excited for you. And is it just stunning or what? So $5, it's a $5 add-on whenever you place a $75 order or more. So if you haven't ordered yet and you're getting ready to order and there's things that you need, you get the free shipping and you can add this on for an additional thing. And then also, when you sign up as a demonstrator this month, this Stampin' Positioner can be yours for free. If you don't have a Stamparatus, this is a fabulous tool. I know a lot of customers realized after the Stamparatus went out how wonderful a stamp positioner was, and this is a fabulous new product that we're going to have eventually. So, and let me just pop over in case you missed the puppies. This is what I did today. So if you popped on late, a few minutes late, you missed seeing the puppies. My sister raises golden doodles mostly. And so, yeah, this is some of the puppies that she had. All right. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Charlene. Welcome. All right, let me just pop back here and tell you that tonight I have pulled out a card. I've had it laying here. I don't even remember like why it's out. And I think I might have seen it when I was going through my Christmas cards and gathering some of my Christmas cards to send. It was a fun fold, and I was like, I haven't done that one for a while. I think it's, it's been in the archives. It needs to come back out. And so I've been designing cards for classes for my retreat coming up and different things. And so I decided to pull this one out. But I am using some products that you might have from previously. And one of them is called Pierced Blooms. And it's a set of fabulous dies that at the time that they were out, I didn't think I needed them. But I think towards the end, I realized that they were a fabulous set of dies. And I didn't even get the stamp set to go with. I just got the dies because they were such great flowers. And I think you'll see that tonight. So hopefully it's something that you have, or you can use some other dies for what I'm doing with it. I'm also using some products that just went on the last chance list. And as far as I know, they're still available. So you hopefully won't have to be angry at me if you like them and didn't get them. The Textured Notes dies, I have been using them a lot, along with the Textured Notes stamp set. But the dies are something that it's like they are a staple, almost like our stitch rectangles were. So it's something that I will be keeping, and I thought that you probably will as well. So we're going to use those. And then our Cheers and Sips, I didn't bring the paper in, our Cheers and Sips bundle, along with, and mostly the paper, like the Cheers and Sips, like you could use this or you could use something else. I decided to use this because it hadn't gotten used yet. It was still like brand new. I had only used the paper, so it's going to get christened before it goes away. So those are some of the products I'm going to be showing you tonight. And then I have an additional thing that's coming out in March that I'm really excited about. And you're going to be like, okay, you're excited about that. But you'll know me, and you'll know why I'm so excited about it. All right, are you ready to get started? Let's pop over here and get to the right screen. So, whoops, I didn't go. There we go. All right, so this is the card that I found in my stash. We had done this probably, I don't even know, like maybe 4 years ago or so. And it's just fun to like make this little disappear, this little magic window. That's what it's called, magic window card or something like that. Hi, Chris. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. So that I'm changing it. I'm not doing a Christmas card. We're going to do definitely something different. And I'm even going to change it to a portrait view instead of a landscape. All right. So do you want to see? Let me show you the card before we get started so that you can get an idea what I'm doing. So it's going to pull up like this and reveal our message inside. Plus, I also made it to open so that you could put more message in there if you want to. So there's a little peekaboo window, and then there is the fold of the card. Okay, so let's get started. Let's see. First, I want to show you what I needed to do was I needed to partial die cut this so that everything is cut from this die except for the top, because obviously I want that to stay attached. All right. So I want to show you that first because I don't want to miss that part. So let me grab that really quick, and I am gonna just let me see if I can figure this out. Okay. All right. So here's my plates, and of course, consider this as on the mat of the machine. And I'm going to take my paper, I'm not sure what this little ribbon is for, and my die, and I'm using, it's probably a medium one, and these keep falling off of my glue. So let me just see if I can get them in an order here so that you know which one I'm using. So I'm using the third one in from the largest, and it has little slits around it that are about half an inch long. Okay, just so that you know which one I'm doing there. All right, so I'm going to put it on my bottom plate. This is my bottom plate. I'm going to center it. This is how you do partial die cutting. And then I'm going to put this plate on, and I'm going to put the edge of this plate just slightly over the inside edge of that. So I'm not coming out here because now there is a bevel here, and I think I did another card that was partial die cut. Oh, I know, I did it on my recent card class, and I partial die cut that one. You sort of have to play with each die because it depends where the cutting lines are in here. And this cutting line is on the very outside, but there's little lines in here, so they come in pretty far. So I did find that I didn't really want those other cutting lines on my card. It is on here, and obviously you're not going to be able to see it probably, but I was afraid because I had to score on that line. I was afraid that it would tear. So when I did the one I'm going to show you tonight, I put it out here so that it is just barely covering the very inside of that plate. Let me just see if I can zoom in here just a hair more. I'll scoot over here and see if it will focus so that you can see exactly how far I am running this through. Okay. And so next I would take this and I would put this through the machine, and I usually run it through this direction so that this is the last part to go through. It really probably doesn't matter, except that if you tried to go this way, if I tried to go this direction to the right, this is going to push this plate back, so it's not going to stay exactly where I want it to be. So, all right, does that make sense? So partial die cutting, you're always going to move it towards the part that's being partially die cut, not putting that part in first. Okay, I know that was a really long explanation, but I hope that makes sense. Hi, Karen. Hi, Melissa. Melissa, you asked what breed? Golden Doodles. Golden Doodles, yes. She has like blonde ones, and those were the brown ones or red ones, I guess. And they're just so adorable. All right. But they were peeing all over the floor because these were the ones that I showed you the picture of were almost 2 months old. So they were just getting ready to be adopted. And then she had some younger ones that were only like 5 or 6 weeks old. So, and then there were some even younger ones. We didn't get to hold those. Okay, so these are the pieces that I'm using. I have these die cuts. These are all from that first set that I showed you, the pierced blooms. That's what that one is. And then I'm just using the stamps from the Cheers and Sips just for basically the sayings and a little bit of stamping. All right, so this piece, let me just go ahead and fold this, and I'll try to get off the puppies. I do not want a dog, and Melissa, you would be in trouble because I know you would be. Melissa's a dog lover. Who isn't a dog lover? Karen, you have enough dogs. I don't know the rest of you, how many dogs you have. But anyways, who's to tell somebody they have enough dogs, right? All right, so this is going to go on here. And I cut this at 5.5. So it goes to the clear top of the card. And this side is at 4, so that there's a little bit of my color showing behind. Again, this is from the Cheers and Sips designer paper that has just gone on the last chance list. And I hope I can get some more because I love it so much. Now, I did the partial die cutting on this already. And I want to show you the next part, which is a little tricky. And that is how to first determine what your inside slider piece is going to be. All right. So what I did was I measured from this cut to the edge of my card because obviously I want this to go to the edge. And this, when it slides down, is only going to go to here. Okay, so I'm going to measure from this cut up to here, which I did. And of course, it's going to be different depending on how you cut it, okay, or what die you used. So I can't give you an exact measurement. I just want to tell you how to figure it out. Then the width of it, I wanted to make sure I had a good amount on either side because I need to put tear and tape on here to stick it to my card because this piece has to slide loosely. All right. So those are two things to figure out the width of this and the length of this. Next, I need to score this so that it folds so that I get that nice little fold. And if you look close, you'll see that I have a few extra folds here because it took me a while to get it right. And even on this one, I think I did the same thing because sometimes you forget. And what I did was I brought this in. I think I need to zoom out a little bit more here. I'm running out of space. So I measured from the cut edge right here, the edge of the cut, and that I scored. So I measured from that to the end of this, and that was about, let me just look here. I had to lift this up so I could see. I was just a little bit over 4 inches. Now, I also knew that I needed to score this end because I scored it at 1/4 of an inch because that has to be flat in order to stick to the cardstock. It's a little hard with this pattern. Let me see if I can show it to you better on here. This isn't quite a 1/4 of an inch, but hopefully you can see how that score line is there because you've got to glue it to the end of this card in order to get it to pull up. Okay. Are you guys with me so far? Am I overwhelming you with this? Karen says 3 is enough dogs for her. Okay. All right. So I needed to score down here at about 1/4 of an inch. So if I took 4 1/8, took 1/4 away because I scored it. Let's bring this back here. It might be, that's where I grabbed my ruler because it might be easier than trying to measure on here when I've got this extra amount down here. So now I'm going to come in to the score line, and then I'm going to come to this line here, which is imaginary right now, but it will be right here where the end of that cut is. And that is about 3 3/4. So what is half of 3 3/4? Well, half of 3 1/2 is 1 3/4. And for the other quarter, it will be 1 7/8. So now I know that I need to measure 1 7/8 from this line, but I have all this extra here. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go, all right, I'm going to add 1 7/8 from here. So here's 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths will be 2 1/2. So is that going to be right, Cindy? No, because did I start here? Yeah, I started here. Let me just do it again. 1, and what did I say? 7 eighths? 1, 2, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eighths. 2 3/4. Okay, I didn't think that was right. All right, so I'm going to go 2 3/4. And just because I really don't trust myself, I'm just going to measure from here, from this line to my cut line, and see if that is 1 7/8. And it looks like it is. I think we're right. Now I'm just scoring between the cut lines here, okay? If I go over a little bit, it's not going to be a big deal. And then I got to make sure that I have my score line down here. So I'm just putting these cuts lined up with the groove here. All right, so now I have 3 score lines, 1 here, 1 in the middle, and then 1 in my 1/4 inch down here. All right, I think we are set. All right, make sure that I'm doing everything in order. So I'm going to go ahead and put tear and tape on here. And I have this really big, I'm not sure where this came from because I feel like it's bigger than Stampin' Up's. just because it doesn't fit in my thing, and I'm pretty sure I measured that. So I want to get it down to use this one up a little faster. So, all right, so I am putting, let's see, this is my open end. So we're gluing that in. So let's do that first. Not the open, not this pull out end, but the cut end. Okay, I should have clarified that. And I don't have a flat stamp, so I'll use this. This is nice and flat. I don't like when I use my finger and then it tears the paper and tears all crooked. All right, then I want to just go down each edge on both sides and as close to the edge as I can get so that paper, so my cardstock inside can move freely when we put it in there. And it's so great to see all of you on here tonight. I am so excited that you could join me. It's just, it really makes you want to be here. So, love all your comments. I appreciate those. And make sure that you're following me so that you don't miss whenever I post things. Hopefully I'm doing this right. I can't talk. I can't think and stamp at the same time. How about you guys? Especially when you're doing something where the steps are important. I'm just trying to think through these steps. Let me just fold on this fold first to make sure that we're folded good. Let's get these folded. Now this is going to be folded in half, and that turned out perfect. Awesome. It's good to measure twice and cut once, right? Or score once. All right, let's go ahead before we stick this down. Let's go ahead and put our tear and tape on here as well. And it's just gonna, where's my edge? Goodness, it disappeared on me. It's just gonna go on this little 1/4 inch down here at the bottom. And I just want to scoop this in here and tear that. All right, I'm going to leave that one on for a minute. And since we want the card to go this direction and we want this to pull this way, I am going to stick this on here. I think I'll put the top on first since it doesn't have adhesive on it. So we'll line that up. And then we'll get the rest of this lined up here and press that down. All right, so we have this still loose. The next thing I don't want to forget, and I remember doing it when we did that other one, when we did this Christmas one before. If you don't punch your hole now, it's going to be hard to pull this in and out because once you put this in and it's stuck down, you can't punch this oval. So I'm using just a 1-inch circle. Any circle punch will do. You just want a little bit there so that you can actually grab your piece. Okay, let's go ahead and stick that in. If I can get that separated there. It's a little snug. You'll have to move it a few times. It probably could have made it a little bit narrower, but you don't want it flopping around in there either. I did it, you saw I left only a little more than 1/4, so I might just trim like a 1/16 of an inch off of that, just so it moves a little bit easier. Let's see, we do a 1/16. Okay, that's not a ton, so that won't make a huge difference, but I guarantee it's going to help the movement a little bit. There we go. All right, once you get it in here and get it nice and straight here and see the same amount down here, now we can glue this piece down, and once we do that, then it will keep moving straight because this piece will be guiding this back part as you pull this part out. Okay, before I do that though, I want to think about what I want stamped on here, and I got to make sure I turn this the right way because we're not going landscape, we're going this direction. So these flowers will go on the outside, so I'm not worried about those, but I wanted to do a little bit of stamping, and Let me go ahead and do this a while so I don't forget to punch that and put the ribbon in there. And I just did like an 1/8 inch punch so that I could put my ribbon through there. So I am I'm using colors that are in this paper. So Berry Burst, besides the orange, the pumpkin pie, which I'm not using because there's plenty of pumpkin pie with the background. So I'm using Berry Burst and Garden Green. And I want to just, and black. I'm using black to stamp the cup. So I stamped this cup, and I'm going to actually use my mat because my surface on the table is not smooth. And so I'm just going to put the cup in here. Let me pull this out so I can do it exactly like I did it. Because, you know, once you like something, you might as well just do it the same, right? So we're going to put the cup up here. And then I put, I'm not sure why. Oh, that's supposed to be like that. And then I put some ice cubes in here. And I'm going to put them so that they're just slightly peeking when I color it. They're going to be peeking over just a little bit. And then I took the raspberry, and I didn't put any other fruit because the other fruit detracted from the flowers that I was using. But this little raspberry will go here because it goes with the Berry Burst. So we'll just put that to the side. It fell off the cup. And let's see, I think that's all I put up there. Oh no, the It's Your Day I put up here because this is all about a birthday celebration. So I stuck that up there. All right, now I'm going to color a little bit with the Berry Burst. I've got some color in here, and I have my really fine water painter. So I'm going to make sure that's nice and wet. And this is not watercolor paper, so it's not going to color as nice as watercolor paper does, but we're not adding a ton of color to it. So I'm going to just try to create a line across here that's straight. That's hard to do. And then my edges I want a little darker, so I'm going to start there. I'm not coloring over the cubes right away. First of all, this is Memento ink, so it's not water safe. So I'm trying to be very careful that I don't add a ton of water to it, okay? It will bleed, and I don't want that to happen. So I am just going to the edge, slightly touching, and not wetting it, you know, not like a wash like I would do on watercolor paper. I don't want lines either, so I'm trying to really blend it good as I go so that I don't get these lines here. It's okay if they're sort of shadows and all right. Let's get a little more color up here, get that colored in. You can't have the top of your water looking like it's uneven, right? And I'm going to just try to blend this down here to get, all right. And it's okay if it's different levels of color because when ice is melting in your cup, you're going to have like different colors. But I want the cubes to be lighter. So I'm coming back here where there's more water and I'm going to color those in just because I want it to look like, you know, there's more, the ice is creating an illusion of less color in that area. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, it made sense to me. So there's my little ice cubey cup, and I'm finished with that. I don't think I'm doing any more watercolor, so I'll just clean that off. All right. And let's see. I'm going to stamp with the Garden Green before I close both of those. And I'm just using this. These are all from Cheers and Sips stamp set. So let's see. I'm going to grab this paper. This is our inside piece. Let's just stamp that right away. And then I want one of these little raspberries here to coordinate with the outside. All right, that's going to go in here. I'm just going to tuck that in there. I don't want to get this wet piece on anything. All right, I'm going to tuck that down in here because, well, I don't want to tuck it in there yet. I need to stamp before I tuck. We need to stamp on here before we tuck that in, and I don't want to get this ink on here. I'm finished with that. I'm going to use the black to do the inside just because I'm stamping on color, and if I stamped in green or anything else, it's not going to look green. It's not going to look the right color. So I'm just using black instead. And I just did this other cute little branch. It looks like lavender, actually. And where is my Let's Celebrate? Somewhere. I may have lost it. Oh, it's on this one. I had so many blocks with this. Now, I don't want to put this up too high because when you're pulling this, you know, this can only go up so far. So that will, uh-oh, something's getting light here. Okay, I think we're still doing okay. Okay, I'm going to get rid of some stamps because we are done stamping. Let's go ahead and get this tucked down in here. We're going to peel this off. And you're going to lay this completely down. Make sure it's completely to the edge here, and then press it down onto that white paper. And now we have the movement and the peekaboo window. Okay, let's go ahead and tuck this inside so that it doesn't keep popping out and annoying us. And I cut this down just so there's a bigger border. Usually I cut things to like 4 by 5 1/4, but then you have so much room to write, and sometimes I don't want to write that much. Sometimes I'm not philosophical. How about you? Okay, all right. Here's where I want to show you the cool new product that's coming out. Are you ready? It's a ribbon. Did you guess? Because you know I love ribbon. It is a new color. We have not had this color of ribbon ever before, I'm pretty sure, unless it was when it wasn't in color. But this is Berry Burst, and it is a satiny, very thin, very beautiful ribbon. So I'm very excited. Very excited to introduce you. I really, really love having lots of choices of ribbon to use, and I know lately we have not had a lot of that, and it's been a little frustrating to me. So anytime they bring out a new color that's not white or tan or black or the in colors or a light blue or a what do we usually have, light blue or navy blue, that's been our typical. All right, so I just cut a piece, and I'm going to take just a piece of white baker's twine and just tie this. I'll show you this one. This one was just tied on in a knot like that, and that's perfectly fine too. That ribbon was a little thicker. This is pretty narrow or pretty thin, so I think it's going to tuck behind the card in my envelope just fine. And let's see if I can tie this with one hand. I mean, 2 hands. It's one of those tricky things to do, right? It's just a knot, Cindy. It's not a bow, just a knot. But it doesn't want to stay tight. Oh, there it did. Maybe that'll hold for me. I had to hold my finger on it on the other one. There we go. All right, probably more than I needed to waste, but at least I got it tied. Okay, let's decorate the front because I'm really excited about this part. I'm excited that I get to use these dies, and I typically use things that are current, but when I don't have what I need currently, we do maybe have things coming out at some point that will be something current, but this has so many options to it. How many of you have this set? I would love to know, everybody that's on here or will get to watch this, if you have this Pierce Blooms die set or bundle. I don't know. That was back before they named the stamp set the same name as the die. So that might be, it might have a different name for the stamp set, but I'm wondering if any of you have that. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, I did find when I stuck these on here that you want to make sure that you stay above that score line. Otherwise, your flower will fold at the bottom. So, word to the wise. I did find that out. All right, so let's go ahead and put the little black centers on. And I made them black because in the designer paper, they're black. So I was just trying to coordinate and look for a stamp set the flowers would coordinate with my background paper. And I'm just gluing the center because I am going to go over the edge here because that doesn't matter. I just have to stay above the score line here. Okay. And let's tuck this one on. Okay, Cindy, you have them. Awesome. I'm excited. Uh-oh. My center just fell off. And now I got glue on my finger for some reason. But maybe we can use that on this piece that needs to tuck in here. Why waste it, right? It's going to go on something that I'm going to have to clean off later. Doesn't that always happen? I find it all over my blocks and just sometimes you get really messy with this liquid glue. But all right, I did forget to stamp this part. This is also from that same Pierce Blooms die. And I had cut just a rectangle and I was like, huh, this fits perfect for this. It's like it's made for the stamp set. I was very excited. You couldn't tell that, could you? That I'm so excited about this project. Okay. Here's Cheers from the boy, I really messed that stamp up. This is from the same set we've been using, the Sips and Cheers and Sips. And I have to open the screen again. I apologize. Because I'm just going to put this little branch right here. Okay, and then we're just going to add that to the front. Let me just go ahead and use this. And that's just going to go in this top panel right here because I don't want to put it over the fold because then it won't be able to bend. Trying to center it right to left. I'm not sure if I got it exactly. And guess what? I totally forgot to put gems on this card. That would be really cool. Yeah. Well, I will try to post. I know I don't do that very well. I don't. Okay, the In Bloom stamp set. That sort of sounds right, Debbie. I know I don't often post these on my page after I do the video, and some of you just need to see a picture and not have to watch the whole kit and caboodle, right? So anyways, I will try to get pictures posted of this. So here's our finished card that we can write inside as well. That is it. I hope you enjoyed that. Actually, I have one more card to show you. Maybe two. I don't know. Are you interested? Just give me a second to clean this red off of these stamps. I just really, you can see I've stained them terribly for my first maiden voyage of stamping. And they don't need to get any darker. That Berry Burst, those reds really, really do like to color them. Thank you, Charlene. Guys, I'm glad that you like that card. I don't think it's hard. In fact, it's going to be one of the cards that I do in my Stamp-A-Stack class at Retreat, as long as I can still get that paper. So cross your fingers. Don't order it all before I get to order it, okay? Now that I have to wait till Wednesday to order. And I told you my secrets already. All right. So the other card that I'm also doing in that class, because it is from the same paper, the Cheers and Sips designer paper. I had 2 packs of it plus another pack. And I was like, this paper is just, I was taking out all the stuff that was discontinued. And I was just like, this paper is just too beautiful not to use before it goes away. So that's why I pulled this out. And this is another card. Now it says you're in my thoughts. And I think the class is supposed to be um, it's supposed to be a birthday card class. So might have to change the saying, but that's okay. We can do that. But check out this new, can you see the shimmer there? That's also Berry Burst. Are you loving it? That's coming out next month as well. And I was able to use our pink ribbon that is Lollipop. Is that right? Something like that. So really fun. That's going to go with that as well. And then something I didn't tell you about, but I did post about it or put it in my email. I can't remember. I think I put it in an email. And that's an event coming up. Yep, now that battery's dying. Oh my goodness. And I only brought one charger in here. Let's see if I can get, I think it just died. Okay. Did I die? Let me see here. All right. Did I die yet? I didn't. I think I'm still here, but it went off my computer for some reason. Okay. So anyways, I am helping with the Sweet Grace Ministries stamping event that's coming up in April. I need to look at my calendar and get the date right because I think it's April 12th, 11th, April 11th. And it's going to be an amazing, fun event. It's going to be either you can come to do it or you can get it to go. And we are focusing on the foliage, friendly foliage bundle of stamps, but we're using any other dies, paper, or whatever, but using those specific stamps. So if I can give you a quick sneak peek, I hope I don't get in trouble. This is my card. There are 10 of us, 8 to 10 of us. There's going to be 10 projects. Well, 9 projects plus a bonus if you sign by a certain date. But anyways, so I got to design one card and I provide all of the stuff for that card. So when you sign up, you want to make sure that you choose my name when you sign up. Okay. I'm going to tell you that now because I don't want to see you sign up under anybody else. I'm just kidding. But sign up under who you want, but you do have to choose one of us. So this is the card that I'm doing. And the reason I chose this, we chose certain ribbon and gems that we wanted to use. That's all I can show you. And this new paper just came out for March. So it's called Detailed Designs or Delightful Designs or something like that. And when I got it, I was just blown away. I'm like, I have to use that paper. It is just stunningly gorgeous. It has like coppery looking embossing on it. And so that's my design for the event. So we'll have lots of really great cards, but you will, if you can't attend that day, and it will be in Fayetteville, Chambersburg at Norlow Park. So be on Route 30 before I get to Chambersburg. Anyways, I'm excited to be part of that. Sweet Grace Ministries, if you don't know that already, is I should have just read their bio, but they provide care for women who've lost babies. And of course, they weren't around whenever I lost mine, or maybe some of you did, or, you know, if you've not been able to have one, that's, you know, really hurtful as well. But they really try to reach out to women who are hurting, and they go into many, many hospitals. They provide baskets, encouragement, a group focus, grieving care, and that type of thing to as many hospitals around as they can. They send out cards on the anniversary of every child's loss, on different holidays and things like that. They will be accepting donations. Jody accepts your cards all the time. Many of you, I know Karen is a big card maker for them and donates many, many cards to the cause. And they appreciate that. They send so many cards out. So this will be a really great event, and the money will all go towards all of the services that they provide. So it will be a fabulous day. All right. Well, that is all. I don't want to hold you up anymore since I'm already 45 minutes. But thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. If you asked any questions that I missed, I will try to answer them. and in the post. But I want to just say, hey, Diane, I just saw that you were on here. Good to see you. So, all right. And Sylvia Noacker and Sylvia Cochran, I want to point that out that I see both of you guys. So hopefully I got everybody else. Sometimes if you're watching this in the group, I don't see that yet. So I will say hi to you there if you're watching this from the group or from the YouTube. All right. If you're watching this from YouTube, I just want to mention that if you hit the subscribe button, that will be really helpful to me too. This doesn't go live there, but I do post it there. And if you subscribe, you'll be able to see all of the videos that I post here as well. So, all right. Thanks. Have a good night. God bless.